Welcome, everyone. My name is Nicholas Hershey. I'm the president and founder of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a correspondent lender that does things quite a bit differently. So I want to take this opportunity today to thank you for joining us. And I'd like to present a little bit more about what makes us different. I have my co-host Kyle, our business partner, my brother, and our business partner Jose, who has 26 years of experience in lending. And we want to just talk a little bit about what makes us different. And to walk us through, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can have something to look at here. So most of you have probably joined this call from this page, so hopefully you've checked out some of this information. But I'd like to take the time today just kind of go through the bullet points and talk a little bit about each one. And then we'll have Kyle do a little bit of a demo here. He can actually show you how everything looks on the back end. Again, we are a non-delegated correspondent lender, but what that means is we have lots of options. So we do things quite a bit differently here, all lead based. So when we have dozens of broker and correspondent options, it means we need to have a home for every loan since we do so many leads. So whether you guys are from the broker channel, you can always broker a loan, or if you're from the retail channel, use some more correspondent, we can also correspond the loan as well. So it just depends on, we want to have a home for every single loan, and we want to have options for every single file that we have come in. One of the cool things that we found being a correspondent, obviously we've tried this business model and all the different models. We've started as an FDIC bank, went into a broker model, went into a non-delegated and a delegated model. We found that the non-delegated and correspondent piece is the best piece of the puzzle there when we're doing a lot of leads. And one of the cool parts is when we do find a home for that loan on a correspondent channel, we're able to have no max commission caps. So that's one of the drawbacks of being a broker. It's great to have lots of options, but sometimes you do have a max cap. And when we do a lot of the loans that we do, non-QM, very large, multi-million-dollar loans, you want to be able to earn that, same comp on those large loans as you do on the small loans. As I mentioned, we're very different in the way we do things. Everything we do here at the Mortgage Calculator is based on leads for our team, and we give those basically unlimited leads for you guys at a 50-50 split. I won't talk about it too much right now because Kyle will actually show you guys how that looks on the back end, but just know everything's kind of based on that, and the compensation is pretty simple, 50-50. Myself and Kyle, we come from more of a marketing and technology background. For the last 15 years, we've built lots of companies all based on technology. So we're able to pass those savings on to you guys. So what you're about to see that Kyle will show you, we've written every line of code for us, by us, for loan officers. I do loans every day, by us, and we want to make sure we pass those on to you guys, all those same tools with no monthly fees, no tech fees, no desk fees, no behind the scenes fees, no funny business at all. And we do that because we're able to do that because we've written every line of code. We don't have to pay for third-party providers for those software. We're able to do everything from start to finish with our own software. So part of that proprietary mortgage software we have is obviously our CRM, which brings everything together with a dialer, all that kind of good stuff that you guys are used to. We have that all in-house, which is great. Pretty standard there. Everything that any CRM can do, we can do. That's not really what makes us special, but where we do become special is where we tie it in with our custom website. So just like you guys are looking at here is a custom website for the main company, but everybody gets their own custom website instantly when they join the team, which corresponds to the leads in the CRM. And of course, the leads can engage all the way through from signing up to completing the 1003, all within our same system, all instantly on your website. So no using, different systems and downloading and uploading 1003s. Everything's done all through the same system. So another thing that we're very passionate about is setting you guys up with your own leads. So if you guys have your own leads, great. We'll show you how to route those into our system. Our system's perfectly set up to capture those leads, turn them into quotes, turn them into deals, capture those 1003s, pull their credit, all that kind of good stuff automatically. Now, if you guys are new to the industry, or maybe you aren't quite paying for your own leads yet, we'll be sure to set you up. So Kyle will show you how that looks, where we can set you up with your own lead streams so that you don't have to pay a 50-50 split on the company leads. You'll be able to get your own leads where you'll make full compensation on those leads. Another thing that I'm very passionate about personally, and the type of people that I love to deal with are the investors. So most of my clients are investors with 1, 2, 10, 20, 100 properties. And I love being able to prospect the DSCR, the investor special, the business purpose loans in over 30 states, where I don't necessarily have to be licensed personally. So if I have a customer, a borrower that has multiple properties, a lot of times they're in multiple states, I want to be able to service that same borrower. Another thing we're very passionate about here is the support. So in all the different business models that we've built this in, we found that there's a lot of support lacking in the industry. So we want to give you guys all the tools. You guys will see we have a training center, a knowledge center, a resource center, a community, and then obviously we do weekly meetings. Every day of the week, we have a meeting of some kind with our team. And we also have the ability to do one-on-one team leader support. So group meetings every single day of the week. And then if you guys are stuck, we can go ahead and get you unstuck on those files. We want to make sure we're able to get face-to-face on the Zoom and go ahead and get you unstuck from DU or wherever you're stuck on. So a lot of cool things that make us a little bit different there. Now, what you're probably all here for is the compensation. So let me try to explain this a little bit. Some of you might have joined this call before where maybe the compensation was a little bit different. So now that we are our own company, we're able to do the compensation plans that way that we feel works best for us. So this might be a little bit new for some people, but just let me explain a little bit. So obviously, the big one over here that everybody's drawing to is the senior loan officer. Our goal is to get everybody to a senior loan officer where you're rocking and rolling, and we're going to pay up to 200 basis points on the stuff you guys are used to. Conventional, non-QM, 200 basis points is 2%. You guys will have access to all the leads at a 50-50 split. So if you close a lead on the senior loan officer plan, you get 100 basis points or 1% of the conventional non-QM. There's also different comp, like the reverse mortgage comp is, crazy high, like 300 basis points. So there's some other compensations in there. That's why it's listed there as different. Now, what we're going to talk about here is everybody's going to join as a loan officer. Since we do things very differently, if you're coming from the broker world, being a correspondent is different. And if you're coming from the retail world, being a broker is different. So we want to make sure you guys understand the way that we work and close loans. So we want to get everybody started, no matter how many loans you've done. That's awesome. We still want to start you on the loan officer plan so that we can help you close loans with our system and put them through the pipeline in the way that you're probably not used to, since we do things a little bit different, kind of a hybrid model here. So when you first start, you're going to make 150 basis points on the loans everybody's used to, conventional non-QM, which is 1.5%. You'll still have access to all the leads. So if you want to just, if you're really good at doing loans, you want to take on some team leads and close those, get those under your belt so that you can go ahead and graduate up to the next level. That's great. You still get access to those company leads at a 50-50 split. Now, the other plan that we have here is for people that maybe are just getting into the industry or just getting back into the industry. We found that a lot of people need a little bit of help, need to work with the senior loan officer in order to get their feet under them if they're new or just getting back into it. So we have the loan officer assistant plan. It's a little bit of a misnomer. Doesn't mean you're an assistant. Doesn't mean that you're not licensed. This is still for licensed loan officers, but you maybe don't want to sign the loan application yourself yet. Maybe you want to learn a little bit, or maybe you want to, take it kind of part-time at the start while you're getting your feet under you. So for this, it's still for people that have a license, right? You still got to be registered in an MLS. You're going to make 75 basis points for working with a senior loan officer. So you're going to take those deals from your family, friends, your sphere, your clients, whatever they are, and you're going to refer those deals to the senior loan officers that already know what they're doing, know what buttons to press when, know exactly how to disclose the files, know exactly what lenders to use and all that good stuff. And they'll go ahead and close that loan with you assisting them. And you'll go ahead and make 75 basis points, which is 0.75%. And you'll work with that senior loan officer on that file, right? So you're the assistant on that loan that you're working on with the senior loan officer. And they're going to go ahead and help close that deal for you. And everybody wins because they're going to be better, quicker, faster at getting that deal done. And you're going to learn a lot from seeing exactly when to press what button, when, and all that kind of good stuff. So this is for people that are just getting back in the industry. Everybody's going to start as a loan officer, and everybody's going to go ahead and upgrade to a senior loan officer once you close 6 loans under our system. So we've tried to make it simple. There's no hoops to jump through for production, no minimum productions. It's very simple. Everybody's going to join on the loan officer plan if you're ready to do it. If you're not ready to go full time, or maybe you don't want to sign the loan application, want to learn a little bit, you're going to sign up as a loan officer assistant. And the goal is to get everybody upgraded to the senior loan officer plan and making the maximum commission here in the next couple months. So usually next we go into kind of a demo of the software, but here we have Kyle who can actually show you guys exactly what it looks like on the back end. So you ready to take over, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and go through this then. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just go through real quick, just point out some features of this. Of course, once you come on board, we will of course, do full trainings and stuff. But I just want to show you a couple features. As Nick said, we have the CRM here. You take your notes, send emails, text, right? You got your timeline here of all your stuff, set reminders. You can put them on automated action plans, drip campaigns, all that kind of good stuff, right? Now, one of the things that sets us apart here is our quoting system. So you can just casually take 6 pieces of info from the client, pull the rates through our API with Optimal Blue, and you can spit out a quote in less than 2 minutes looking like this that's sent to them via text and email, where you can talk to them. They can see the rate choices you give them. It pulls in the Google map automatically, the Zestimate automatically, the loan info here, the breakdown of taxes, insurance, the estimated closing fees, and you as the loan originator. And you can also attach a realtor to these quotes. And let me tell you, a realtor partners absolutely love this. They know when they give you a client, you can quote them within 2 minutes. Nice, pretty quote looking like this. It looks even better on mobile too. And you're going to attach the realtor to this. No one else is doing this. Sending quotes instantly, putting the realtor on the quote, copying them on the quote so they can see what's going on. And they know you're going to keep them in front of their clients. You're going to say, hey, here is your team. We are the ones that are going to push your deal across the finish line. And even better, when your client is ready to proceed, they can click the Start My Loan Application button. And what happens is they create their borrower portal here, where they then can go right into filling out their 1003 right into the system. We control the 1003 in our system. They can upload the documents. We're going to ask for the basic documents we need for that loan type, right? They can see their loan info. They can see the milestone on where the loan is. They can contact you immediately. So this is their borrower portal that they can go straight to here, right? Now, let me show you what this portal looks on your end now. So now that they've agreed to the quote here, you have a docs tab here where you can actually see their 1003, help them upload it. You can help them upload documents if you'd like. And most importantly, you can request more documents. Let's say you need 12 months of bank statements. You or your processor can come in here and request that. Now we're asking for 12 months bank statements, right? You could also request a whole packet. Let's say, you know what? This loan turned into a DSCR loan. It's not conventional anymore. Let me go ahead. Actually, I didn't click that. Let me go ahead and switch this whole packet. And now we're only asking what we need for them to upload for a DSCR loan, right? You can also request signatures and say, you know what, I need them to sign this. Now it puts it in their portal, lets them know they need to sign it, and they sign it right through here in our eSign API. They don't have to leave the page. And you can also request custom documents, right? Underwriter asks for something specific. You come in here and you request the documents, right? So we're going to control everything here. We're going to request any documents we need. We're going to let them know we need these documents, and we're going to control everything here through our system. Now, once we gather everything and all the documents and the 1003 and all that kind of stuff, of course, we're going to originate the loan, and then we're going to keep track of the loan here on our pipeline tab. This is where you're going to see all your different loans, what investors or lenders they may be at, the loan price, all that kind of stuff. But most importantly, the milestone that the loan is at, right? We're going to keep track of this. When the appraisal is ordered, we're going to keep track of it. It's going to ask us if we want to send the status change to the client. If we keep that check, that sends the client and the realtor an email letting them know this loan has changed to this milestone, right? So we're going to keep track of the loan so that you, the client, the realtor, us as your managers, everyone knows where every one of your loans are and what stage, and everyone's being kept up to date by an email. So you see in our system here, we're going to take people from being a lead, communicating with them, quoting them, gathering the 1003 and the documents, and tracking the loan all the way through here in one program, one login. We do everything in this system, right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about the leads. I'm sure a lot of you are here for the leads. Now, what's going to happen is, first and foremost, the number one way we give you leads is from our Facebook campaigns. Most of our leads come from Facebook, right? Those leads are going to come to your phone instantly. So as soon as someone clicks on our Facebook ad, you get a text instantly to your phone so you can click the lead and call them immediately. So if Jane Doe came through, you'd click the link, it would pull this up, you'd see what kind of lead Jane Doe is, what ad that she clicked on, and you would call her immediately within seconds of her saying that she's interested in this ad, right? So those are the super hot, fresh leads that we give you. So you'll be getting texts all day. Yesterday, my test profile got 17 texts that day, not including the states that I was licensed in, just the national campaigns that we're doing. I got 17 texts with leads, right? So your phone's going to be blowing up all day with different leads that you can claim. Now, another way that we provide you leads is our auto dialer. So we have the auto dialer here. You know, you just make a call. You can call 300-400 people in a day. We have all kinds of lists in here from, you know, regular leads. We have cold call lists. We have realtor lists in here where you could call a couple hundred realtors in a day. And you can drop the automatic text messages and emails to them. So you can click, you know, the button and click next call. So in seconds, you can call people, drop automated texts and emails if they don't answer, all that kind of good stuff, right? So that's another way that we provide you leads in our system. Another way that you can get leads in our system is you can purchase them. So if you want to take those same leads we're giving you at no upfront cost and you want to purchase them so that there's no lead split on the back end, you can do so, right? So you can come here and say, you know what, I want to buy $250 worth of leads. That way they go to me directly and I don't have to pay a lead split on it. Let me tell you, one of our MLOs, Nicole, she closed her first deal, $1 million loan, $1,060,000 loan, right? She closed that loan with Jose. It got denied at another lender. Jose helped her restructure into a P&L program. We ended up closing it. Her first loan ever as a loan officer. It was one of the leads we gave her, but she bought that lead. So out of her $16,000 commission, she saved $8,000 because she purchased the lead herself, right? So it definitely pays to purchase leads. You're going to fill up your pipeline more, and there's going to be no lead split on those leads that you purchase yourself, right? The other way you can bring leads into the system is you can import leads. So we give you all your personal webhook where you can zap leads with using Zapier from anywhere else you purchase leads. Maybe you already get leads from Zillow or Free Rate Update or one of these companies that sells legitimate leads. You can use this webhook to bring them into our system in real time. So just like the leads we give you, you get a text message, then you can contact them, quote them, gather the documents, everything in our system, just like one of the leads we give you, but you're purchasing them from somewhere else. And we're just bringing them into our system in real time. So you see here, no matter what we do, every single way possible to provide you with leads or provide you the mechanism to work leads inside our system, that is what we do, right? So now what I want to do is go ahead and have Nick talk about the type of leads we get and why, right? So Nick, as he said, we come from the advertising world, right? We own a marketing agency, so we do ads not only for ourselves, but for other companies as well. Nick has a certification from Facebook as a digital marketing associate and a media planning professional. He has a certification from Google as a Google Ad search specialist. So he is kind of the ad master here. So what I want Nick to talk about is what kind of leads he chooses to get and why he does that. And he'll talk a little bit about why we're different there with these leads that we give you.
Sure. So no matter if it's our company or anybody else's company, we want to make sure we do something different, right? We never want to do what everybody else is doing. We want to find something unique and different so that we can, basically get a benefit for that spend. We don't want to just chase the same thing that the big guys like the Rockets are paying billions with a B in advertising on these platforms to advertise the same thing they are, because we're just going to be competing with the billions rather than trying to find a niche, right, or something unique. So the first thing is we always want to do something different. So for the last 3 years that we've been building this team, we've always done something different. And by doing that, basically, we're going to target the customers that the big guys aren't. So we're not going for your regular customers. We're going to go for investors, self-employed borrowers, the people that the big guys aren't going to do, right? They're not going to do someone with 100 properties and do a Schedule E income analysis on 100 properties. They're not going to do someone that needs a bank statement loan that doesn't make doesn't report their income properly, maybe on their tax return, and needs to use a bank statement type of product. So we're going to get these customers that they're leaving out, and we're going to advertise the products and services that we have to fulfill these customers' needs, right? So we have those products for the non-QM bank statements, and we have been doing that for over 3 years. So myself and Jose, we're very passionate about this, and we obviously target these types of customers regularly because these are the types of customers that are underserved, and we want to make sure we have the ability to serve them. And at the same time, it's a good ad strategy because we're doing something different. So once we get them, we're going to offer them products and services that they're not used to. Maybe they're new, or maybe they don't know exist, or maybe just haven't been positioned to them in the correct way. And then we're going to have, great rates and everything. We're not a retail shop with crazy margins. Everything you see is 275. That's what we charge on the broker side. That's what we charge on the correspondent side. So we always have a home for any loan situation, no matter what loan we have. We want to make sure we have a home for that. So we basically have kind of the perfect plan for what we've been building for a long time. A lot of people are just getting into the non-QM, just getting into the DSCR, where we've been doing it for over 3 years because it's part of our overall strategy. So that's really what makes us different. Kyle always wants me to end with, while we're going to get these customers that are, the non-QM type of borrowers, the typical self-employed bank statement type borrower, or the typical investor, we're still going to do conventional loans. So we're still going to get them with the DSCR ads and stuff like that, where they might not be used to it, or it's what they need right now, but they still have a primary home, right? They still have a second home or vacation properties. They still want to maybe do their 10 Fannie or Freddies. If they have 100 properties, they want 10 conventional loans and then 90 DSCRs, right? We still want to be able to service all those. So we're still going to do conventional loans. Most of your family and friends are going to be conventional loans, but our strategy for advertising is going to be doing something different and unique. And that's really what makes us special. And it's been very successful for us for the last couple of years. And I think this plan is a plan that continue to grow, while all of those other large companies are laying off staff by the tens of thousands. Fortunately, I'm sure a lot of you guys here, maybe come from that situation where the places that we're trying to do what is now dead, right? The refi conventional shops, that's not a model that can continue in this type of environment. Whereas advertising to self-employed borrowers, advertising to investors never changes, right? There's still going to be the same amount of them, 2 years ago when the rates were different as there is today. So our plan is going to last forever. Whereas a lot of these big guys made a lot of money real quick, but I'm sure a lot of you guys were left out to dry when that, spigot turns off. So hopefully you guys understand what makes us different, and that's obviously going to make us stay here for a long time. Is that good enough for you there, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. And just because I know the question is going to be asked just real quick before we have Jose speak, just about the type of loans we have, right? We have everything under the sun. So we have 18 correspondent investors, and we have over 60 broker outlets, right? Lenders that we can broker through. So we have every program you can imagine, from obviously conventional FHA, VA, USDA to DSCR, like Nick said, bank statement programs, P&L programs, asset utilization programs. We have true commercial. We have mixed use. We have 5 to 8 unit mixed use programs as well. I mean, we have everything under the sun, because since we advertise these specific programs, we have to have a place to put every single one of these deals. And as Nick said, a lot of people might ask about the margins. We're 275, right? 275 on broker, 275 on correspondent. We don't care where you put the loan. One of our 60 lenders, one of our 18 correspondent investors, whatever it may be, we need a place and a home for that lead to convert that lead, and we have all the options to put them everywhere. So with that being said, now that we talked about the leads, let's talk about the support, right? That's another one of the things that Nick mentioned we're very passionate about. So I want to have Jose come on, the expert here, and talk about how he works in the company and the support that he provides. So go ahead.
Sure. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining us today. Jose Gonzalez here. 26 years experience, got licensed as both an MLO and as a realtor in September of 1995, when we were using smoke signals to communicate with our loans. We didn't even know what an LOS was. That was some real esoteric thing that the loan processor had, because it was like, something like top secret. So, but we have come a long way, baby, as they say. Here at the Mortgage Calculator, we have created most of our own technology that allows us to be a lot more nimble. So what do you do when you do have that lead that says, hey, I'm ready and let's pull the trigger and let's go? Okay, then, and you may have limited experience with the product or not. Maybe you just want extra assistance, extra set of eyeballs looking at it. And that's what we're here for, to provide that extra support so that if you do have that live lead, you know exactly what you're going to do with it. You're not going to spin your wheels. Just like I had a meeting with a newly minted MLO last night, and she has a bank statement loan that she was getting ready. So we obviously had our file structure meeting, and she had asked a lot of questions, which were very good, to the borrower. And one of the issues that the borrower had was, hey, I don't have an accountant and I don't want to be bothered with dealing with an accountant. Now, that may seem like that may be a non-issue if you don't know how bank statement loans work, but in some cases, some bank statement loan investors will ask you for a profit and loss statement as well as a third-party verification letter. So at that point, we started, scouring the guidelines of the choices that she was looking at. Choice number one, choice number two, choice number three, with interest rates. Turns out that the one we opted for was choice number three, the higher rate of the three, because it had the simplest guidelines. And we were even able to get our AE on the phone at 9 o'clock at night. That's from A&D, by the way. And he confirmed all the different alternative measures that we could use to verify the business. So, just a prime example of how we help you make sure that your loan gets off on the right trajectory, so that when it's disclosed, it's going to close within 21 days or a little bit more, depending on your appraisal, and title is going to be the only thing that's going to hold it up, not going to be the mortgage calculator processes. So I really look forward to assisting those of you to decide to make the leap over to the mortgage calculator, and those of you coming over that are producing and that will soon be seniors, right? You should note that our loan officer assistants, which are licensed loan officers that have decided to be referring loan officers instead of producing loan officers, they work with senior MLOs only. So that's another lead stream that's going to be coming just to the seniors. So keep that in mind. If you are producing, come on over. As soon as you become senior, you will be participating in that very exclusive group. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Okay, last thing here, and then we'll go to questions. I'm going to just talk about the next steps. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and drop the link in the chat. So when you're ready to sign up, you're going to come to the page. It's just themortgagecalculator.com/join, but Nick will drop that in the chat here. And you're going to go ahead and sign up for the plan that works for you, right? All the loan officers, you're going to come on as a loan officer right here. If you are not ready to be a full-time loan officer, go ahead and sign up as a loan officer assistant. So you're going to click the link here to join on the plan that you want. It's going to take you to fill out a form. Once you fill that out, it'll kick right over to the compensation agreement, right? The initial agreement to sign to join. Now, you don't need to sign it right then. Of course, it sends you an email with it. Take your time to review it. However, once you do sign it, then we will kick off the process of getting you the rest of the employment documents to sign, getting your ID documents, sponsoring your license in the NMLS. I'll walk you through that, all that kind of good stuff, right? So first step is to go ahead and sign up here, sign the initial agreement once you have time to look over it, and then we will get started with the next steps of officially onboarding you, get you going, get you trained, and get you up and running. So with that being said, let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. Nick, why don't you go ahead and stop recording and we'll get into the questions here.